everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is The Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and I know you see it. It's always fun for me when somebody dramatically more famous than me comes and sits down. As a triple Z-list celebrity, it's very easy for that to be accomplished. We have a very special guest with a really cool theme. Samantha, why don't you tell the Vayner Nation, to the few that don't know who you are, what you do, and that kind of stuff.
Well, a pleasure to be here, Gary. My name is Samantha Brown. I'm on the Travel Channel, and I've been on the Travel Channel for 10 years. Get to travel around the world and taste the wine around the world. It is a huge pleasure being here with Gary because I've been going to the wine library for easily a decade, long before I was anything that he claims I am. So it's great to be here with a place that I've been to many times.
So we're doing a South American theme today. I'm really excited. We're doing a wine, a Chilean wine, a wine from Uruguay, which is a lot of fun. Huh. And so we kind of went with that theme. South America, it's a place you've been to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you give a little bit more an overview of what you do? I mean, just saying you're on the Travel Channel. We'll give you another minute. Go
okay.
Spiel a little bit.
I get to travel the world. I have a few series right now running on the Travel Channel. Passport to Latin America is one of them. There's also Passport to Europe. Right now we're doing Asia, and so I just got back from Vietnam, and this year I am celebrating my 10 years on the Travel Channel, which is amazing. I never thought I'd have this job.
So let's take it back a step, because I'm sure a lot of people will be interested. I'm actually interested. How did you stumble onto that?
Stumble is actually the right term.
Okay.
I had no idea I would ever have a job like this. I went to school.
What did you do prior?
I went to school for musical theater and moved to New York City to be in theater.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in New Hampshire. On the seacoast. We have 20 miles of it. It's adorable. Maine takes it all, but what we have is great. So I was just a small town girl from New Hampshire, and moved to the big city, and didn't make it. A lot of competition, and just started doing more comedy and improvisational
you did the
theater.
Improv thing.
I loved, but sketch comedy, not by myself.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
Yep.
Can't do stand up. That's too hard. And just one thing led to another, and I got chosen to audition for the Travel Channel from tapes that I had. And so they chose me.
You had an agent at the time?
No, didn't have an agent.
Somebody just saw you.
I submitted myself for this commercial. I got the commercial. It was a national commercial. People saw me in the commercial. They said, we'd like to see her. How do we find her? They found me. And then after I had the Travel Channel, then I could get an agent. And now,
sure.
now I have people working for me, which is great. But in the beginning, no, I was an absolute
And what was the first thing you did?
First thing we did was a series called Great Vacation Homes. And so I just spent the time in people's homes and learned about them and what they did for fun. And
what was that feeling like when you landed that gig?
I actually was like, oh God, I didn't know what I was going to do, because it was hosting, and hosting today is really popular. A lot of people are hosts, but 10 years ago there weren't many hosts, and those that were hosts were very sort of perfect presentator types.
Sure.
And very stiff, and I knew I wasn't that, so I wanted to do something differently. And so it was actually a little intimidating, because I just thought, whatever the job is of a host, I'm not it. And I really hope the Travel Channel is going to
Gets it?
It's going to, and they
How about the moment
it.
when you got the phone call, like, you've got it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I was literally...
Did you, run to New Hampshire? Did you, hang up the phone and just, ran to... I mean...
At this point, I was waiting on tables for the 8th year in New York City. So getting that call in my apron, in the,
No way.
At the restaurant saying, you've got the job, and being like, okay, tie this up. Bye, guys.
Did you just walk out?
Oh, well, no. I think I worked for the next month.
Darn it. I was trying to get it. I'm such a bad person.
So long, suckers.
Eat it.
Exactly. Here's your steak. No, and so that was, it was a huge moment.
Sure. Awesome. Okay, so with the whole, Latin America thing going on, I thought we could get into a couple of wines. You're a wine enthusiast.
Oh, a huge wine enthusiast.
Why don't you tell everybody your wine background? Was it Boone's Farm? Was it,
my parents, I'm pretty sure I was conceived over a bottle of Blue Nun. Because
Nice.
that's what my parents were drinking at the time. I think Riuniti hadn't even come into this. Box wine. And so didn't really know much about wine until I started waiting on tables. And I waited on tables for a good 10 years, not just in New York, but back in New Hampshire. And so as a waiter, as a server, you have to know wines.
And that's where it started.
And that's where the love started. And
did the love start quickly or no?
Pretty quickly. I mean, you're like, okay, cheap beer, wine coolers, wine. Wow, now this is drinking. So we all start with the bad bottle of beer and realize there's got to be a better way.
And then we go to Zima with Jolly Ranchers in it, and that doesn't work out. So
yeah. But and then also with the waiting on tables, just getting obviously servers to sit around a table like this and pour.
What was the best wine program you worked on in New York?
I was at a restaurant called Bryant Park Grill, which is still there today, and they had a lovely wine program, a wonderful wine food and beverage manager, and just people, because it's so central. It's right there in right off of 42nd Street. Beautiful park, gorgeous restaurant right behind the library. A lot of people go to it. So we're always tasting different wines. And, obviously I'm tasting the wines that I can't afford as a waiter. So that was really nice as well.
Is that the place you learned the most about wine? Or
Yes.
was there a different place where you learned?
No, that was the place where I learned the most about wine. And you try, and it's funny, like, you learn the bulk of what you learn, and then you realize, oh gosh, I really have to reboot my knowledge, because as you know, wine, it's an amazing concept. It changes not only every single year. Every single year, there's a whole different. Yeah, this bottle of wine isn't going to taste the same next year.
I mean, not only would this wine not change, it would taste differently in a year. There's a new vintage of this wine.
Right.
Whereas if this was Beer Library, after 4 years, I might have hit the majority of craft brews out there.
We know what a pumpkin ale tastes like.
And listen, craft beer is amazing, but Sally's Pumpkin Ale is the formula.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no taste. I mean, there's been wines in the show, as Mott will tell you. He's the historian of the show, that we've tasted 3 times, 4 times, because we've had multiple vintages. All right, let's get into the first wine. We're going into the Quinte Casablanca, which is the area I've been yapping about from Chile for Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir. I think that those are 2 varietals that are going to shine in the next decade in Chile, even though most people think it's a Chardonnay, Cabernet, Merlot country. This is their 08 Sauvignon Blanc. It's a $15 wine, and I'm excited about trying it. Last year's vintage was very highly scored and exciting.
Do you know where the Casablanca Valley is?
Yes. It's
Chile is sort of like a stream being.
And it's right on the coast. I mean, it's coming right off of the coast, so you're getting a lot of those cool winds. And it's a really beautiful place. And what's really interesting is the terroir is extremely fascinating, because the 2 varietals that are really singing are Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir, which, if you put that in old world terms, that's the Loire Valley and Burgundy.
Right, they're not even near each other.
And so it's really quite interesting. It really is. So let's give it a sniffy sniff.
Okay, I think I know how to do this.
That's an important part. And this is going to be by far the most interesting thing about this one. Yeah. This is a very aromatically interesting wine. Yeah, or has been in the past, and it is again.
Should be a perfume. I should just pour this all over myself.
But it is very perfume-like.
Yes.
Are you picking up the grassiness?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like a Sauvignon Blanc, isn't it?
It is a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, it is? Okay,
it is a Sauvignon Blanc, yes.
That would be the grassy note.
I'm also getting a little bit of like a guava and a pineapple,
So a little tropical fruit there?
On the back end, so you get the grass on the initial attack, and then you get a little tropical fruit, and then a little even alcohol in the nose.
See, I love this. I've been traveling, tasting wine for 15 years, and I'm still like, it tastes good.
Like white wine.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. Pour.
What else are you picking up? Anything else on the nose?
So I definitely it's a little bit grassy, and then a little bit granite, a little more stone.
Okay, yeah.
I have a bit of minerality.
And almost smoky, actually, this time around for me. Do you like this nose? I mean, again, I didn't make this.
Right.
I have no emotional attachment. If you hate it more than life, in a weird way, I'm happy.
I don't hate it more than life.
Okay. But I
like life a little more than this.
Fair enough. Where do you put this on the nose for your palate?
Personally, I think Sauvignon Blanc's not my favorite wine because of the grassy note. Obviously, wine, it's just completely, whoever you are, you like a certain...
You're sick and tired. You mowed a lot of grass in
exactly,
Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
You're bitter about it.
I never got to go to summer camp, because my parents wanted me around to do lawn work, and so I guess that's what's coming up.
So this is more about your childhood.
Absolutely.
Than
this is emotional, and I feel like my dad still owes me $5 for my allowance. So.
Clearly.
Okay, thanks. And I start crying. Yeah. $5. I mowed the lawn and I took out the dog. But here's this.
Where's the cash, Dad?
He did pay for college, though.
All right, so you're even.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's give this a whirl.
Thank you. Great taste. I like it. It tastes better than the scent. I do.
What do you like about it?
The minerality is coming out more than the grassy
I agree.
tone.
What you picked up on the nose becomes really the dynamic part of this wine. just last week on the show, I talked about a rock salad. You might remember that wine I compared to rock salad. Just getting a bunch of rocks, crashing out, eating it. In a way, this has an enormous amount of that similar style where you're getting a lot of flinty rock, blue stone, and then you're getting that squirt of lemon that you don't like that I always put on top of my salad. There's a lot of citrus notes on this wine. Are you getting the lemon lime thing?
Absolutely.
I feel like Sprite invaded this wine.
Exactly. It's very bright. It's a very
no
bright
question.
wine.
Let me give it one more shot.
And I like that. I mean, if it's sort of if we're in Chile, we're at the foothills of the Andes.
Yep.
You want to taste the foothills of the Andes in the wine.
I feel that way. That's why I always eat the ground where I go.
Do you really?
You should start incorporating that into your show.
Eating dirt.
You're just grabbing it from the ground. You want to taste the true essence of the terroir.
Okay. I'm not going to do that in Jersey, though.
Well, that's okay. I understand that. I understand.
I'll wait till I'm
Brooklyn?
in Bordeaux. Brooklyn, I don't know either.
I'm going to score this wine 89 points. I think this is very lively. I like the bright fruit. There's almost like a fig component coming in on the aftertaste right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah,
it's
lovely.
really quite nice, actually.
So you do have a little autumnal going on with the fig,
Yes.
more of a harvest
Absolutely.
fruit coming in there. So you could pair this with some more serious food than you would a traditional Sauvignon Blanc.
Especially because of the acidity that's on the back end as well. It's going to stand up. And so to me, really, I mean, what I'm gravitating towards is like a crab meat dish.
Oh, nice.
I think that could really pair nicely.
When is that arriving? Is there food service? Is there room service?
Can you go tell somebody where's the chef? We need a chef on here.
Right.
Yeah, we do have Gourmet Library. Mott, is it cut off in the screen this time? Look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, I would go an 89-point wine for my palate. Reason it doesn't go to that next plateau is I think the mid palate was a little hollow. Okay. Got a little boring for me in the middle. I really liked how it, I liked the bouquet more than you did. I liked that insanity. I love the finish.
Yeah.
And that actually has me wondering, is this the kind of white wine, maybe even another 6 months to a year from now, it fattens out, it fills out. And I like it.
If you would keep that and age that a bit?
This wine will last for 3 to 4 years, and people don't think about Sauvignon Blanc that way.
No, I don't think about white wine that way at all.
99% of the wine drinkers in the States don't think that way about white wine. Our white wine is drank too soon, period, and especially when you get into
and too
Chardonnay.
Fast, but that's my own personal.
No question. Amazing! Not only is she a TV personality, but clearly she's an athlete.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us your athletic background?
Well, I played for the Jets, and
nice.
I was a receiver.
Yeah. I was very upset with you. That drop you had against Buffalo broke my heart.
I apologize. It was cold. It was Buffalo.
That was really impressive.
Yeah.
Mott, remind me to clip that little piece. We'll put it on YouTube. We'll make trillions of views. It'll be amazing. That was really good.
I do have amazing.
Admit it right now. You're pretty pumped.
You're
happy with yourself.
I feel like I can probably leave right now.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
You with a little. All right, let's move on. That was
please.
amazing. Good hands.
I'm trying to do that with red.
I know. That was good. All right, this next wine is one of the more neat and nerdy wines that we've done on the show.
Nerdy?
Nerdy.
I like that.
Yeah,
what makes a wine nerdy?
Well, because it's from Uruguay. It's a very intriguing blend. We haven't done a lot of wines from Uruguay as we approach the 800th show. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
I had no idea they even made wines in Uruguay.
Yeah. Oh, Uruguay. Sorry.
Listen.
Listen. I butcher everything, so I respect it.
I visited the country. It's hard not to pronounce it
properly.
No,
the Uruguay wine. Here we go. The Astral 08. This is a $12 US wine. This gets really interesting. The Astral is 60% Gewurz, 30% Chard, and 10% Moscato.
Have they ever paired those three varietals together in a wine? I mean, it sounds like, when super groups get together, like Supertramp, the lead singer of Supertramp is going to pair up with Styx, and they're going to get together with, I don't know.
where you're going with this.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got all
these
these
do
different...
very fascinating things in Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Uruguay goes a whole different way.
Or you could, if you ever watch The Simpsons, Homer Simpson pointed out the country and said, there's a country named Uruguay. and I tell you, the Uruguayans loved it.
Were they pumped?
Oh, they were so excited that
They'll
they were
take any press they can get.
They're wonderful
Anything
people.
they can
Small
get.
country, not a lot.
Good for them.
Argentina and Brazil take all the credit.
Now
for
this comes, if you look at the country, this comes from the Florida area, southeast area, and Gewurz and Chard is a very interesting combo. I've had it a couple times in different places that people are just really fooling around and they don't even release it often. So I'm dying to see what happens on the nose here. I'm really interested in this wine. I've been kind of pumped and thinking about this wine for the last couple weeks, and then when we knew we were doing this, I said,
this is the person to taste.
This is the person to taste, because not only is she amazingly cool, but her hands, she's very quick. She's massively athletic.
Just knock it over, see if I catch it.
All right, let's give it a snippy snip.
Oh, wow.
What do you get on the nose?
Okay, it disappeared on me. It was
disappeared
very
on me
strong,
too.
and then it went.
This actually smells exactly like something to me.
It's very clean.
Which is a bad thing, by the way, because I know.
Is it? Okay.
Well, yes, it is clean, but you know what? It's aromatically challenged.
Yeah.
I agree with you. In the beginning, it kind of came across. It's pretty faint. I mean, there's not a lot going on here, but it does smell like something to me. There is a Argentinian, ironically, which is the next country we're going to, honey candy that I eat. It's got like a little bee on it. I don't know where I got it. Somebody sent it to me. And when you open the wrapper, the scent of honey and almost like a waxy candy component is exactly what this wine smells like. Because the honey is probably the thing I pick up on the nose more than anything.
But the wax, you feel, kind of neutralizes the flavor. So
Do you smell this little like waxy candy thing?
Yeah, like there's almost something masking the smell.
It's kind of interesting.
Or the nose, I'm sorry.
There's almost like a rubber kind of, there's almost like a product kind of thing going on here too. Not like a rubber ball like when I talk about racquetball or the super bouncy pink ball. Not that. Yeah, back to the honey. The honey wax.
It's just so faint.
It is. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see if the palate brings anything to the table.
I don't know.
Not for you.
It just doesn't do anything.
Samantha,
It's non-offensive. It's neither here nor there. I'm indifferent to it.
Samantha, we have different palates.
Okay.
I like this wine. I really do.
Why?
Because I really enjoy this kind of floral spiciness that the wine has in the mid palate.
I am picking up a little spice now here.
Right here, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's exactly where it is, on the cheeks. I actually think that this is... It actually tastes the way I would think premium potpourri melted down would taste like.
Well, now that's going to sell a bottle of wine.
But that's kind of what's going on. I view this flavor in my mouth as like wild brush flowers that somebody, like, you know, like you go to a bazaar and like you could make your own potpourri.
Sure.
And I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, that looks like a dandelion, but I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
And you take the little, and you make the potpourri and you give it to mom for Mother's Day. That's what this tastes like to me.
So now you're getting a more of an emotional note here as well. You thought about your mom.
That's
Where I was
right.
thinking about my dad with the grassy notes. Bad, I didn't get my allowance.
Right, mom, the greatest person of
good.
all time. This is 150 point wine.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I mean, there is something going on there, but I do like the spiciness. For example, I think this would be an amazing wine with Thai food.
Oh,
An amazing
Those
amazing
pad
wine.
Thai.
Or even where you just came back from, Vietnam.
a
This
nice
is absolutely, this is the kind of wine, because it's got the acidity, not too much. It's got these flavors that are really interesting, very floral, and it's kind of creamy to me. And
It is creamy.
It's also it's complex. I'm the reverse. I'm an anti wah wah wah. I'm like the flip side of that.
This is a he said, she said moment.
And I like this sour pear flavor that I'm getting on this wine as well. I like this wine.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You still hate it?
No.
Have I been able to nudge you in any direction, or are you still firm?
When you pointed out the spice, I realized, yes, my mouth did have a little bit more of an excitement that I was aiming for.
It's more intriguing. It's funny. It's very... Ironically, I'll probably score it the same way. I'm probably going to go 89 plus on this wine. Nah, you know what? I'm not going to let her influence me. 90.
Watch out, I played for the Jets.
I like it a lot. I do like it. I think it's a very intriguing wine that I want people to try. It's going to expand your palate. Gewürztraminer, interesting thing. You get that, you know, spiciness, but there's that creaminess because the Chard's bringing 30% to the party. And but it's intriguing. I mean, this is what I love. I'm thrilled that, you know, that we can agree to disagree, but still like each other's company.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Good point. All right, let's move on and finish this up with a Petit Verdot.
The more wine I drink, the more I love your company.
Here, drink this.
I'm only kidding.
You know, listen, everything. You know, try this out. You know,
Pour to the top.
You know,
Where's the
there you
straw?
go. There you go. So, you know, I feel like I'm in my dating days. All right, so let's focus on this wine. The Tomero. This is the 2006 Petit Verdot, and as many of you Vaniacs out there know, this is one of my favorite varietals in the world, one of the most underrated varietals in the world. I feel it can do its own thing. It doesn't need to be a blended grape. It's not just a backup singer. This is the 06 Reserva, 90 points J. Miller, 26 US dollars, so it's not inexpensive, but it's from Argentina. It's an interesting varietal.
You wanted to watch out.
Gonna need all this. You want to pour a little out
No,
to make it a little more manageable for you?
Oh, wow.
Yes, they're gonna all leave comments of,
I know
why
exactly.
did you waste wine, you jerk?
I would have chugged that.
All right, let's sniff it up. Now, how do you fare on red wine?
See, I'm in love right now. This is.
I know,
glass of
I'm
love.
good, right? It's the black
just,
sherry.
It really is. Yeah.
So, are you more of a red wine drinker?
No, actually, I'm more of a white wine. I've become more of a white wine drinker.
Yeah, I
was
as
a
well.
red. It puts me to sleep, unfortunately. So it's just
Good,
sort of
good. Drink up.
occupational hazard when you're on television, just to be a
Sure.
But
What are you
this
picking
is
up on the
love.
nose?
Oh, just rich fruits, deep, earthy tones, but a velvety finish.
Yeah, I like the way you're going
It's
there.
smooth.
The two biggest things that I pick up is really dark black fruit, like blackberries, blueberries, and a granite kind of pencil shavings, lead kind of like granite thing
Just to
going
give
on.
it a little zip, because you don't want it to be too flat with velvet, but it is smooth.
It does smell like it's gonna be smooth.
It is like, my goodness.
So aromatically, you enjoy this.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
All right,
Yeah.
let's give it a whirl.
It's very white in a glass. I was never good at expectorating, so I just drink
Did you
it.
get caught by Barry's beard or something in there?
No,
You get
I
a couple
always
hairs?
had a hard time drinking and eating on camera, unfortunately. Delivers with the taste as well. Wow, that's a good
You like
good
this?
wine. Yeah,
What do you
you
like
know
about
why?
it?
Because it ends. It's just kind of, it teases you. It gives you what you want in the taste, and then it goes away. It doesn't linger. Like right now, the taste is gone, and I like that. It's
You
not
like-
like completely overtaking my mouth.
Right. And to me, that's a little bit of a shortcoming of the wine. I feel like the lack of a long finish here hurts it a little bit. I think the flavor profile is really good. I like the chalkiness.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
I think there's a substantial bit of chalkiness on this wine that I like. The blackberries and the blueberries, very dark fruit. There's no, oh, is this strawberry, cherry? That's not really what's happening here. This is much darker, almost, not milk chocolate, dark chocolate. So it's got that whole thing going on. It's got that tall, dark, and handsome thing going on.
yeah, it
right?
really does.
I like it. I think it's slightly overpriced. I think it's slightly overrated. For me, this is a weird show. It's a Jericho Cotchery kind of day. I'm going to score this wine 89 points. This might be the first time all three wines got the same score, Mott. That's a good trivia question. I really think it is. And for the price point, then I probably wouldn't go there. I think there's other alternatives.
It's a little high.
It's a little high, right?
Yeah.
But it's nice. Yeah. It's nice. I mean, all three wines were just nice. It's been a nice show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Right, nice.
Right?
It was good.
That's
And
nice.
I'm nice. I think
You're
most people
very
would score
nice.
me an 89 as well.
Yeah, well, I get a
not really quite
67
90.
usually.
Oh.
So you're way ahead of me. But it's a nice show.
This is a nice show. Now, is $26, is that usually when people are buying wines from Argentina? What price point do you think people should be looking at?
They're buying most of their wines between $12 and $15 because the Malbecs that get good ratings that people want fall in that range. Tarantes, which is a varietal that's really starting to make a lot of noise, is starting to sneak up in that $10 to $12 range. It tends to be a low teens place. Now,
It's a nice place to be.
It's a nice place to be. There's plenty of premium Malbecs that are $30, $40, $50 that deserve their shot in the sun. We just did a last week in Argentina, South America, Argentina show where we did the Pinot Noir. So there's some really nice wines. Malbec has really become the new Pinot Noir. I mean, people are drinking it like it's the cure.
Yeah.
It's like you want to cure, swine flu.
Yeah.
Drink Malbec.
Exactly.
Like that's the way people are. That's the way people are addressing it. All right. Tradition here on the Thunder Show. The guest gets to ask the question of the day.
Oh, okay.
So I want you to ask the Vayner Nation the question day. Any question you have, one that you would like answered, you'll get 200 comments down below. You'll get responses. It doesn't have to be wine related. It doesn't have to be beer related. It could be anything in the world. Could be travel related. Whatever you like, fire away. Don't look at me.
I
Look
can
at
ask
them.
any question
Any
I
question
want?
you want.
Wow. Anything.
Anything.
Wow, this is really putting me on the spot, and I've been drinking wine.
Yep. I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
You keep talking while I drink some of the wine that you completely Misreviewed.
Oh gosh. Ooh, any question?
I love it.
This is awful.
You want me to help you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to ask that question.
Okay, fine.
But
Why
I
don't you
am going to
ask-
ask
why don't
this
you ask-
question.
Oh.
I'm going to ask, how cool is Gary?
That's what I whispered to you. You said you wouldn't say
You're not
that.
supposed to say that.
Ask a travel question.
supposed
I
to-
think a travel question would be good.
Ask a travel question.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
What's
If
your
you-
favorite?
right.
What's your favorite place you've ever been to? What's the
Right.
best? What country did you have your best meal?
Yeah.
Where's the one place in the world you'd like to go to?
Very good point.
Come on,
Very
improv.
good. I know. Well, 3 glasses of wine, Gary.
I understand. I respect.
Should have spit, spat.
Spat.
So I've been to Latin America, China. Now I'm going to Asia. I've been all over Europe. Where would you like to see me travel next?
And why?
And why? Yeah. Where haven't I been that you would like to see me go to? And you can't say, can you swear on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't say hell. We'd like you to
Oh,
say.
that's not swearing on this show.
Do you say that?
You, with a little bit of me. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thanks, Gary.
It's a lot of fun.
Pleasure.
We are changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.
Can I have a straw with this?
Yes.